Yeah, so you're very welcome along to LGFA HQ here in Dublin, in the shadow of Crow Park across the road here in city centre Dublin. My guests this evening on the Ladies Football show are Saoirse O'Reilly from Wicklow and Caoimhe O'Sullivan from Kerry. I'm Jackie Cahill, Commercial and Communications Manager with the Ladies Gaelic Football Association, and this show is brought to you by Lidl, our retail partners and National League sponsors. So we're going to get right into it. Saoirse, Caoimhe, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming along. Don't be nervous. It's going to be absolutely fine. Caoimhe, I'm going to start with you. Kerry senior footballer, playing your club football with St Sylvesters in Dublin.
Yeah.
Explain that one.
So I suppose I've been living in Dublin the last 5 years, so it was only right that I'd have a bit of football up in Dublin, because I just finished at DCU last year. So I joined Malahide in St Sylvesters. So there's about 5 or 6 on the panel in Dublin that I play alongside. But sure, look, it'll all be forgotten about next Sunday, I'm sure. So
yeah, it's the 12th of August. You guys are up against Dublin in the TG4 All-Ireland senior quarterfinals. Some of the Dublin players from St Sylvesters are pretty much household names as well.
Oh yeah, they are, yeah, sure. Niamh McAvoy, Sinead Ahern, Nicole Owens, the triple threat there, But sure, we're well able as well down in Kerry, we're going to prepare for that game, as well as the other games, and we can only take one game at a time as well. So we're going to prepare for that game as best as we can, and I'm sure the coaches and the management team will have us well prepared for that. It's
great to have you in because obviously you're coming off the back of an important game last weekend as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think looking at it, probably the crucial game was beating Tipperary in that group.
Yeah.
Then you came up against Donegal, who are some people's hot tip to win the All-Ireland, but you acquitted yourselves very well.
Yeah, we did, to be fair. We lost by a point on the day and we were very disappointed. We felt we didn't perform to our best of ability, so to come out with only a point loss, it is disheartening, but we can take a lot of positives from that game moving forward to the Dublin match then, but beating Tipperary was the main aim. We're taking one step at a time, and we're in the quarter-final of the All-Ireland. Sure, that's all you want,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want to pass the microphone over to Saoirse, Caoimhe, we'll be back to you in a little while to talk about the madhouse that you live in. More on that later on. Saoirse O'Reilly from Wicklow, great to have you in. You're not just a footballer, you're also a very, very talented and successful rugby player. Just on some of my notes, you've played in some big games recently, home nations champions with Ireland in sevens, at under 18 level, bronze medalist at the Olympic qualifiers. Tell us a little bit about the background and how you got into rugby.
Well, it was basically accidental. So in fourth year we had to do a goshka, so we have to take up something new and try and improve it as we go along. And Gaelic season had just stopped, so I wanted to keep fit. So I thought, right, I'll get involved in rugby. The girls are all doing it, all my mates are doing it, so I thought I'd take it up and give it a go. And as I went along, I just started my first training session, I scored a few tries, and I started getting a bit adrenaline rush. So I thought I'd keep going with it, and it just kind of spiraled from there. Went down, started tumbling. So
yeah, brilliant. I mean, when you search for your name in Google and Wicklow, a lot of stuff comes up in relation to the rugby. So it's you've got a bit of fame from it.
Yeah, me and my sister are actually competing against each other a little bit because she's coming up. She's 15 now. She's almost 16. She's doing the same as me. She's playing Gaelic and she's doing rugby as well. So now and again, I'm you should put your name in there and see where you're at the moment. So it's kind of cool at home doing stuff like that.
How does the two seasons overlap then? How do you manage to balance everything?
Yeah, it's tough sometimes. At the end of the Gaelic season, rugby season would be starting halfway through the end, that type thing. So there's a good bit of balancing and juggling in between, and it's just about talking to management and saying, I've trained session here, do you mind if I miss this one, but I'll make up for it and do gym sessions now and again. When Wicklow were playing Offaly, I had to go to Birmingham and play the home nations, so it's good that I missed that, but I committed to playing the final against Laois, and I didn't get a chance to travel to Edinburgh to play with the Irish Seven, so there's a good bit of juggling there. Okay,
so you have to prioritise at times. It simply comes down to a straight decision at times, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, it does. That's tough sometimes, but it's tough saying fully committed to both sports, but it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, fair play. It's fantastic stuff. I have you down here for a few notes as well. You were player of the Ellen Kinch tournament at 14 years of age, which is something you're very, very proud of. We had Jackie in here recently as well from Wicklow. And the backstory there is obviously incredibly sad, but it's the legacy that came from tragedy. So that must have meant a lot to you.
It's great the support the community gave, and every year you go up there and there's supporters watching it, and the amount of teams that are in there, but everyone takes it so, it's not as serious, but everyone's really committed to the game and want to play to the best of their ability, but it's for a great cause. It's amazing keeping Ellen's memory alive. And
fantastic. And Jackie's obviously one of the leaders of the team, and you have a big game coming up on Monday against Sligo. You come out of the group, obviously, which was first and foremost the most important thing. Yeah,
thank God. That was our main aim, was to win the league, and we did that in the end. So coming out of the group was just an amazing achievement for us. We have our own knowledge of the game, and we're playing to our own game tactics, and we're just playing to the best of our ability so far. So we're all just so proud of each and one of us, just how far we came so far. So
just to tell viewers as well about the family sporting heritage, and a few of you guys have the generations all combined as well.
Yeah, well, my mum played soccer most of her life, and then when we got into the Gaelic football, she didn't realise there was we would say we're trotting down to the Gaelic football pitch to play a bit of football, but she thought it was the soccer. So she came down to watch a few of her matches. She'd be like, "What are they doing? They're holding the ball, put the ball down." But she got involved in the Gaelic football, so it was me and my mum and my little sister Nisha. We were all playing juniors in our club team. So
together,
she got together, same
brilliant.
team, won some goals as well. So she got involved in the rugby there a few years back too. So hopefully we'll be on the same team.
Fantastic. So it's great to have you in. I'll pass back to Caoimhe. I'm not letting you away without talking about this madhouse that you live in, Caoimhe. We had Aisling in here recently, Aisling Maloney from Tipperary, Sarah Rose in your house, Aisling Sheridan from Cavan, of course, and Muireann Atkinson from Monaghan. So there's plenty of banter there.
There is, of course. But it's interesting, because we're all in the same routine. Even during the league there, we'd all come up on a Sunday night, have the chats, then park football in for the week. We wouldn't be talking football the whole time, we'd be having the crack or whatever, but it's nice to have the same routine as the girls. We go to the gym together, we'd eat together, go to bed at the same time, it's nice. That's nice.
A bit of rugby in the house as well at the moment too, yeah?
No comment there now.
Obviously people know it's kind of well out there now that Sarah and Sean O'Brien from the Irish rugby team are very much an item. Has he's popped over?
He has, of course. Had the crack, sound lad, very sound. Yeah. Carlo man, Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I'm married to a Carlo woman, so that's
big
all
farmer
good.
community down there,
Caoimhe, just in terms of football, you've recovered thankfully from what was a very serious injury. Last year. How did it happen? And it's something we've touched on. Behind the scenes here recently, we had an event in Dublin City University talking about female participation and injury prevention in sport, and Tracy Leonard spoke quite openly about her experience of injury and how it left her in a pretty dark place. How did it impact on you? It was cruciate ligament damage.
So I suppose I was coming off playing with the Kerry panel that year, and I was coming into O'Connor Cup.
This was 2017, last year?
The year before.
Okay, yeah.
So, and then in October we had a challenge game against Carlow IT down in Carlow, and I don't know, I'd say Muireann actually was beside me, Muireann Atkinson, and she heard the two pops, and we knew well, then it was kind of the cruciate, but to be honest, it's actually a lonely enough time, you're doing your rehab by yourself, you have to go to the gym by yourself, when you're in an intimate environment all the time, and then to be just taken out of that, suddenly, it's just heartbreaking, because I had, intentions of playing the O'Connor Cup with DCU that year, it was my final year in college and stuff, and I was excited for it, but to have that taken away from you and bounce back then, but Sylvesters up here, have been a big confidence boost, because you have to come back, and then you have to come back and build a confidence as well. Fair enough if everything physical is okay, but mentally you have to be okay as well. So I suppose the club up in Dublin has helped hugely with my confidence, and then that helps then and with the Kerry setup as well. But it was very difficult at times, I'm not going to lie,
Okay, I mean, is it a case then when you get back on the pitch, are you afraid to land maybe in the first couple of jumps, or is it that you go into the first contact and you come out of it okay and you're okay, I'm back?
Yeah, I suppose I remember the first training back, like, and I went up, trained, and I was like, that's it now, like, the training's done, the first training. And then after that, I actually genuinely didn't think about it since that training. It was the first training was the big worry, like, will I get past it, like, you know. And then I had my first football match, and then it was a challenge against the Meath side, and like it all kind of, you know, one by one, step by step. Like, I didn't really think about doing it again, like, and touch wood that doesn't happen, but like, you know, it hasn't really given me much trouble since, like, please God, like, you know, thank God, like, and like, I don't really think about the impact that it could have on me again, like, you know. I just have to, exactly. I just have to keep doing, like, you know, like my recovery, my band, like gym, you know, everything, like taking one step at a time, really, like, so it's hasn't given me trouble since, like, so.
When did you get back on the pitch?
January.
Okay, that must have felt good.
I took a solid year and a half out, like, so
it was that serious, or you wanted to get it 100% right again?
I wanted to. I just was like, there's no point. I remember actually, like, last year I went to the Galway match up in Galway. Kerry were playing the league, and I was water girl, and I was like, I just can't be a part of this. Like, I need to go away, like, and start my own, like, you know, just do it properly, like. Do you know, I don't want to be Mirishka for the year, like, you know, kind of. And then I just completely took, like, a break from football, and then came back in January. Like, they contacted me in November, and I was like, I'll go back in January. And then it was the club football really that helped me, like, and obviously Kerry, then you can, do you know, like, because it's such a high standard in Kerry, like, or in any county team, like, and then, like, you need some bit of football going into that setup before you go back, like, fully, do you know.
Just looking at the campaign you've had, there's obviously been a couple of downs, but it seems to have been pretty much up since then. Things have settled down. Eddie seems to be doing a really good job. Eddie Sheehy there as well. Yeah,
he's a gent, like, so it's been, like, really positive in the camp, like since championship, like, it's just a different atmosphere altogether, like, and like, we got relegated in the league, but I suppose I heard a statistic the last day actually that in 2012 Kerry got relegated to Division 2, and they were in the All-Ireland final that year as well, so that could happen again this year.
Could strike twice. Why not? Yeah, exactly, absolutely. Seriously, back to yourself. What's the plan, or have you long-term goals and aims, or are you just going to try and balance everything out, or is it going to come to a stage where you're going to have to choose?
Yeah, of course. It'll come to a stage once you get, you know, higher standards at rugby. You'll have to choose one or the other, but for the moment I've looked into doing a cadetship in the army, and I heard they have a great, I think this first year they have a first ladies a good ladies football team, so I was thinking get involved in that and give it a go. And,
brilliant. Where will you be based?
That's the Curragh for the first 15 months, and then they kind of deport you wherever you're needed, so I'm hoping so.
Wow, I mean, you've already seen part of the world, haven't you, travelling with the Irish team and that, so.
Yeah, that's an upside of it all. You get to travel to, like, being to Fiji with the Irish Sevens, Birmingham. I've done school games in Loughborough last year, but then I do Irish Touch as well. So an Irish Touch team went to Amsterdam a few years back, and we're actually going over to Edinburgh now in a couple of months' time to compete again. So
brilliant, living the dream.
No, it's good. It's good to get to travel. So
excellent.
It's great.
Do you know much about Sligo?
Sligo, we know enough. We know enough, but you know, our main aim is just to stick to our own game and do what we've been doing the last few months, you know, and get to the same place where we want to be. So, you know, Sligo, we know what we need to know, but we're not going to obsess and focus too much on it.
Gotcha,
you know, so, yeah.
It's part of a televised doubleheader next Monday from the Gaelic grounds in Limerick. Sligo against Wicklow is followed by Cork and Westmeath. So nice to be in front of the TV cameras as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, no, I love that. And so you get great support at home. Even people who aren't into the football or the sport, they're always posting stuff on Facebook and showing that they're watching the games, and you get a lot of followers coming up to the games and supporting you. So it's gret.
Brilliant. I was actually at the league final earlier on this year when you guys lifted silverware as well. Marie Keeley scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, she did.
So it was a very good day out. But yourself, I think you're saying it's your second year on the panel at the moment?
No, I've only been here since October.
Okay, so it's your debut season?
Yeah, I'm still the baby. Still the baby of the team. So just turned 18, where a lot of them would be in their 20s and stuff like that. So I'm getting looked after, but it's great getting the experience and being up, because I remember being 11 watching them in Croke Park winning the All-Ireland. So I still have still have the jersey at home. They came into my primary school and they signed all their jerseys, and I still have selfies with Laura Hogan, Eve McGettigan, Jackie Kinch from when I'm only 11. So they're still like superstars to me, but I get the experience playing along beside them. So
is that what a victory like that does? That it gives you a kind of a vision or to aim for, that I've seen what they did across the road there. I want to do that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Not even the team, of course, they want to get to that level again and win goals like that again. But for me, who wasn't, I was only doing club football and wasn't at county, but that really inspired me to keep going and saying, oh God, I'd love to be playing in a place like that and winning that as well. So that was my drive, was to get to that level as well. So winning that was massively important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mick O'Rourke, your manager, is obviously a very detailed guy. He'll have his homework done on Sligo because that intermediate championship is a lot of Leinster teams in it. So there's maybe a little bit of a novelty factor playing a Sligo from Connacht. Yeah,
it is. Mick's great like that. He does know his background. He does know his tactics, and he works around it well. But like I said, it's also, you go to training, and if you hear girls talking about Sligo or this, that and the other, he always brings back, it's like, girls, let's focus on our own training sessions now. Let's, like, after winning Meath was a great boost for our confidence. And
that was a standout game for you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, very positive. We took a lot of positives away from it. Like, after we play each match, we'll always have a lesson to be learned, and we always bring a lot of experience back to training after playing different teams. So that's always our aim, is just to play to the best of our own ability. Yeah. So.
Just when you mentioned the rugby and the football, there's been quite a few players obviously have made that transition.
Yeah.
Lindsay Peat is obviously one who won an All-Ireland with Dublin in 2010. There's countless more have done it. Did you notice that before you? Yeah,
well, that's what, because I was doing the rugby and I was doing the Irish touch as well. And at the Irish touch, I was hearing a lot about Irish sevens, but I didn't know much about it. I wasn't that interested in it. But Lucy Mahal was a massive idol of mine.
Right.
Yeah, I knew her from the Gaelic, and she scored an amazing goal in Croke Park, and she was a massive idol of mine. And I heard that she played the Irish Sevens. That's how I done a lot of research on her and watching a lot of her YouTube clips and stuff like that. So she was the massive inspiration for me to keep at the Irish Sevens. And actually, 2 weeks before I made the team, she was handing out medals to my little sister who won a Leinster final. And I ran up to her and I was like, Lucy, can I get a selfie? Like, she didn't mind, like, a big fan. So it was amazing, because she was then my manager when we went over to Loughborough with the school game. So she ended up being a manager of mine with the Irish Sevens. And it's just an inspiration of mine.
So you have somebody you've looked up to all your life as that role model in both codes? Yeah,
she was just in the same situation that I am. She was doing the Gaelic football, but then transferred over to the rugby and focused on that, but she had to do a lot of juggling as well, so it's great being able to sit down and talk to her. I was sitting beside her on the plane coming back from England, and I was just asking loads of questions and getting good advice from her, from someone who's so experienced.
And was she really pleased to hear that you were into the into the rugby?
I think she was very shocked to see me on the rugby field, because she knew me through the Gaelic, seeing some of my matches and stuff. She's from Tinnahealy and I'd be from St Pat's.
Okay.
They're very, like, the rival clubs.
Are you far away from each other in terms of geography?
I'd say we're about 40 minutes away from each other. But we'd be the rivals against each other at the club. So every year it's either Pats or Tinnahealy in the championship final. So, I'd know her through that. But when she saw me on the rugby field, I think she was very delighted that someone else is, stepping up to the rugby after the Gaelic as well. So it's great being able to follow in her footsteps.
That's fantastic stuff. Caoimhe, there's Louise Galvin as well, who's made quite a career for herself, who you know well from Kerry.
Louise has played basketball, football and rugby. She'd be from Finui, just outside where I'm from. I'm from Listowel, actually. Yeah, so Louise actually went to the same school as I did, Pres Listowel. Yeah, she's someone that you'd look up to as well in Kerry, and we miss her in the football team.
She'd be a serious addition to the panel, wouldn't she?
Yeah, wouldn't she? Yeah. Sure. I wish her the best at the rugby, though.
Yeah, absolutely. She's doing well too, isn't she? Yeah. She's doing very, very well. You have other sporting interests as well, Caoimhe.
Yeah, so I played basketball in secondary school, and I did a bit of soccer as well, and athletics, and I was young, like under 8, under 14, I'd say about. But I felt like football was the main aim, really. My dad just loves the football as well, big Kerry supporter, and I suppose that there's a lot of opportunities in ladies football nowadays as well, and I probably just saw that as well, like in soccer and athletics, whereas down in Kerry it's just all about football, so I said that there was a bit more opportunity in the football scene, so that's why I kind of kept that going, and I enjoy it, it's great. You can meet loads of different friends all over Ireland, like, you know, it's brilliant, like, yeah.
It's great to have you back fit, first and foremost. You know, that was...
Thanks a million, yeah.
That was difficult, obviously, a difficult time for you, but the standard that we've reached, in terms of, you know, the teams you've played against in Division 1, you played in that Dublin game in the league as well, so it might give you a little small insight, and not that you need much when you're playing up here anyway, into what lies in store.
Oh, like, the standard is just getting better and better, like, you know, each year. And like, I've noticed that even playing club football up here, like, you know, no game is easy, like, you know, no, like, every game you come off and you're like, you know, like, Jesus, that was high standard, like, football. And the same even in the league, like, you just can't take any game for granted, like, now. And just the team, like, everyone's preparing the exact same, and everyone, you know, like, everyone's prepared. And I just think it comes down to on the day, really, like, you know. And like, you know, it's just brilliant to see, like, nearly 50,000 in Croke Park last year, like, you know, and hopefully it's the same again this year. And it's just getting bigger and bigger, like, and it's great to see even the younger kids involved in everything. And, you know, I have little cousins as well, like, you know, that love it, like, so it's brilliant to see, like.
I think Aisling Desmond was coming up and down Dublin to Kerry a couple of years ago.
She
as
was,
well.
And I think Caroline Kelly was as well. Like, she wasn't playing this year, but she was travelling up and down a bit, like, as well. Like, and it is a fair old spin.
How do you find it? Because we had Ciara Hegarty here from Donegal a couple of weeks ago talking about it, and she, you know, I think it takes her 3 hours to get to training and maybe 2 hours back because the traffic isn't as bad. How is that side of it for you?
Like, it is obviously difficult, like, but, you know, no one's making me do it. Like, I want to do it. Like, it's hard because it's just like when it's 4 o'clock, like, you're just out the gap, like, so there's just.
And there's no guarantee getting down that road.
Oh, no guarantee. You know, the Adair traffic, like, yeah. But like, once you're past Adair, then you're like, you know, you're putting the gears into motion, like. But like, it is.
There's no guarantee watching this, hopefully. How long does it take you to get down?
I'd say, I don't know, about 4 hours anyway.
4 hours.
Because it would be like, I'd be leaving from Navan. Like, I worked in Navan this year, Colossianame, and it's from Navan to Tralee, so about that, like, yeah.
Do you go back up the same night?
No, we'd have training then Sunday, like, so I go back up Sunday, like, but it is like a 9-hour trip, like, at the weekend,
absolutely.
like, you know. But I don't mind doing it, like, you know, I love playing football and I love playing for Kerry, so it's obviously, like, you know, that's what I want to do, like. So
yourself and the girls have the house out around Santry there, so you're commuting out in and out to Navan as well for work as well?
Yeah, geez, I'm always on the road, I'm everywhere, like. Yeah, but sure. It's grand, yeah. It's like against traffic as well, so it's not too bad, like, you know, getting to work and stuff. But yeah.
It's a lot to balance, you know.
It is, like, yeah. But everyone else is doing it as well, like, everyone has, you know. But, like, there's a few of us up in Dublin as well, and we train together, like, you know, Maeve Barry and Claude O'Connor, like, we'd meet in DCU there, and we'd do a bit,
so there are little pods that you hear about, you know, county players that get together and do their thing.
We don't have to travel home midweek, like, you know, to train. We'd only travel home on the Friday and then the Sunday, like, you know. But we'd meet up then midweek to do a running session then, like, or whatever, you know. Okay. Yeah.
Like, we've just looking at the weekend matches, and maybe just to put you on the spot just a little bit, right? We've obviously got Donegal are playing Armagh on Saturday in the quarterfinals of the championship, TG4 Senior Championship. Donegal would have beaten Armagh well in the Ulster final. Beat Tipperary by 3 and beat you guys by 1. So do Armagh maybe have a feeling here that they might be able to close the gap a little bit that was there previously? Yeah,
I think so. Like, Donegal are an excellent side, like, but obviously Armagh are as well. Like, you know, they're both senior, and I think Amy Mackin's back this
back
weekend.
Fit.
So you know, it's close. Like, you know, I do think Donegal will probably edge it, but Armagh definitely have a huge shot here, like, you know, especially like after only beating us by a point, like, Donegal they might be shocked, like, you know.
Okay. Yeah. And then on Monday it's Cork against Westmeath.
Cork against Westmeath. We'll go for Westmeath, but I know I'm only messing. But again, like, Westmeath are a very good side as well. We lost to them in the league, and Cork obviously beat us in the Munster final as well. So anyone's game there, really. I think they're both really quality sides. So I go for Cork, I suppose.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see what develops. Caoimhe, we're going to finish with you, Saoirse. Thanks a million, Caoimhe. On Saturday, it's Tyrone against Wexford.
Yeah.
You've had first-hand experience of Tyrone. They are many people's favourites to win this piece of silverware here on my left-hand side. But you know about Wexford too?
Yeah, I played a match against Wexford now. Now I missed that match, didn't get a chance to play that. But the Tyrone match, like, they started off very well and they got a good start, but we kind of, as they eased off, we started leveling the game, and we were level at one stage, but once they got a bit of fear in them, it was just straight away hammering points over and goals. So they're very strong, and they're such a determined team as well. So, you know, it could be anyone's game on the day. Anything could happen. So yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to call your own game on Monday, but obviously you're going in with a bit of confidence into it. Yeah,
sure. I've never been with girls, so with so much determination and commitment, and there's just so much encouragement and positivity on the team that I wouldn't be, you know, I'd walk onto the pitch with confidence more than being scared with them girls behind you. So, you know, we're looking forward to the game.
I wish you well. I wish you well, Caoimhe. My guests this evening were Caoimhe from Kerry and Saoirse from Wicklow. Really great to have you in, lads.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot, because it's a bit of time coming in at this time of the evening. Owen Luke is here behind the camera. Thanks again, Owen Luke. That's the Ladies Football Show, brought to you by our retail partners and National League sponsors Lidl, and we'll be back with more football chat next week. See you then. Over and out.